Tapos, got it. Tapos, got it. Sisend ko sa inyo yung link doon sa YouTube para on each week you could go back and review what we have discussed. Dati pwede ko siyang ibigay yung Zoom link ng recording. Pero I don't know what happened. Medyo nagkakaroon ako ng problema doon. Question? Wala. Walang question. Okay. Oh, sige. So, tuloy natin, no? So, okay. So, ito yung syllabus natin. So, for 11 weeks, this will be our program. This is the topics that we're going to have. On week 5, we will have our module exam. At saka, week 10. So, week 5 at saka week 10, exam natin. The others will be just homeworks. Okay? Week 11, close out lang tayo. So any other items that we may have missed during the term, we will settle them all sa week 11. Okay? Ang homework, ang grading natin ay based lang sa dalawa. Module exam lang, tsaka homework. Wala nang iba. Okay? Yung final grade niyo will be 50% from yung module 1 and the other 50% will be from module 2. So kung medyo bagsak ka na, alanganin ka na sa module 1, alam mo na magiging grade mo para sa module 2. Ang homework natin will be 60% of your module grade. Yung 40% will be from your module examination, module 1 examination, tsaka module 2 examination. Yung homework natin would be 60% of your grade. The homework will be rated or will be evaluated based on two things. First is yung timeliness at second yung content. So halimbawa, nagpasa ka ng homework, mali lahat ng ginawa mo, mali lahat ng sagot mo, it will still count as 20% kung nagpasa ka na on time. Pero kung kahit tama lahat yung sagot mo pero late ka nagpasa, minus 20%. Ganun lang ibig sabihin. No? Question? Question? Walang question?
None po, sir.
Okay, none pa. Alright. Next is yung timeliness. Kung medyo malilate kayo ng pasa, lahat naman na pag-uusapan. Wag lang medyo late. Once na nag-exam na kayo ng module 1, all the other, well, hindi ko masabihin na all the other homeworks. Let's just say reasonable time yung pagpasa nyo ng trabaho ninyo. Your homework should be passed on a reasonable time. Okay? Kahit late, reasonable pa rin yung pagka-late ninyo. Okay? If it's within the reasonable time or reasonable expectation, lahat na pag-uusapan, lahat pwede natin gawa ng paraan. In normal circumstances, all homeworks will be due on a Thursday. As long as it's time-stamped sa Thursday, I'm okay with it. Kahit anong oras nyo ipasa, basta Thursday. All homeworks will be submitted via Blackboard. Pati yung module exam natin, Blackboard din. Lahat tayo gagamit tayo ng Blackboard para black and white tayo sa grades natin. Okay? Grades. Yung grades ninyo, simple lang. From 3 to 1. Wala tayong P, wala tayong I, wala tayong IP. Kapag bumaba kayo sa 3, automatic 5. Question on that? O wala. So, matinong usapan tayo usapang lalaki tayo usapang merong hindi lalaki pero usapang matino tayo Wala tayong IP grades, wala tayong I grades. Kung hindi ka umabot sa 60, hindi ka umabot sa 3, automatic 5. Hindi ako nagbibigay ng make-up exam, make-up work, or make-up homeworks, or any other things that would help you make up. So if you miss the 70, sorry, 5 tayo. Okay? So, yun ang isang way para kayo bumagsak, huwag kayong umabot ng 70. The other way para kayo bumagsak ay intellectual dishonesty at saka late. Kapag more than 20%, ay hindi pala late, absent. Kapag more than 20% yung absent ninyo, ayun na. Kahit na perfect pa kayo sa exam ninyo at sa module ninyo, bagsak tayo. Question tungkol sa syllabus.
None so far, sir.
None so far. Anything that you would like to communicate to me, there are ways. First is yung Blackboard. You can communicate to me through Blackboard. You can communicate to me through my email. Ito yung email ko, dmcgabriel@mapuwa.edu.ph. You can communicate with me through SMS. Andyan yung phone number ko. Please lang, kung importante lang talaga, saka lang kayo pumunta sa phone number ko. At ito yung isa pang phone number ko, yung +65 WhatsApp. WhatsApp, Viber pwede. Okay? Because I'm stationed overseas. So ang hawak-hawak ko ngayon sa araw-araw ay yung +65. My preferred way for you guys to communicate to me is through MS Teams. Yung email, yung Blackboard, yung phone, I will see them pero medyo matatagalan. Merong delay na makikita ko. Pero kapag nag-message kayo sa akin sa MS Teams, ayun, nag-automatic lumalabas siya sa phone ko, automatic lumalabas siya sa gadgets ko. Sa phone ko, sa laptop ko, sa mga device ko, lumilitaw siya. So I am notified. So I can see faster and I can reply faster. Not saying na hindi ako mag-reply sa ibang modes of communication. If that's more convenient for you, so be it. Kaso nga lang, meron tayong konting delay. Okay? Question.
Okay po, sir.
Okay. So ang system of ano natin, ang system of attendance natin is through chat. So I would ask you guys to type present doon sa chat box para alam ko, para nare-record ni Zoom kung sino yung absent at sino yung hindi. Okay? So go to the chat box right now and type present, please. I should be having 20-something, 28 participants or 28 chat messages. Okay. So ganyan lang tayo ha. So yun ang ano natin ha, yun ang system of attendance natin na present lang tayo sa chat box. So kung wala na, any more question before I proceed to our next topic?
Na po, sir.
Wala. Okay. So yun ang natin na, yun ang usapan natin tungkol sa course syllabus. So 11 weeks, may exam, walang IP grades, meron pa everything is scheduled, everything sa Blackboard. So let's go to our lesson proper. Ang lesson proper, again, I'm Engineer Gabriel. I'm teaching internal combustion engine for you guys. And this is our first lesson proper. For today, we will be discussing the introduction for internal combustion engine, piston and engine parameters, and we will work on some sample problems. And we will also define work in terms of engine performance. So again, this subject is the internal combustion engine. Internal combustion engine is defined as engine in which chemical energy of fuel is released inside the engine. So meron tayong chemical reaction inside the engine, and that chemical reaction produces energy, and that energy is harnessed and used directly for mechanical work. So that's the definition of an internal combustion engine. So merong mga engines na external, pero ang inaano natin ay internal. Another one example of external is yung halimbawa train, yung steam train. Those are external combustion engines. But for our point of study, we will be looking at internal combustion engines. So internal combustion engines are usually seen sa automotive. So sa mga kotse natin, ngayon internal combustion engine pa siya. Although we are shifting to a different mode of engine, but right now it's still mostly internal combustion engines. We would also see these engines sa mga barko, so marine engines, and also sa generators. So, sa mga buildings, so yung malalaking mga generators, ang ginagamit nila is internal combustion engines also. So there are two types of internal combustion engines. One is intermittent combustion, one is continuous combustion. So continuous combustion means walang gap. Tuloy-tuloy yung pag-release ng energy, tuloy-tuloy yung combustion process. One example here is yung turbina or yung engine ng eroplano. So they are using internal combustion engine but their combustion is continuous. Walang hinto. Ang pag-uusapan natin ay yung intermittent combustion engine. Our focus of our study is the intermittent combustion engine. So which means merong gap. So yung explosion or yung combustion process, there's a beginning and there's an end. And after that, there's a sequence where another part of the engine does the same cycle over and over again. Okay? So in intermittent combustion engine, there are also two types. One is a compression ignition and the other is a spark ignition. So anong ibig sabihin nito? Sa ito yung example ng internal combustion engine. Yung intermittent combustion. So you could see here yung time na nagiging yellow siya. That is the combustion process. So meron yung compression ignition at saka meron yung spark ignition. Compression ignition means na because na piniga mo siya or pinompress mo siya, nagkaroon ka ng combustion process. Yung isa naman, dahil pinompress mo siya, pero naglagay ka ng spark plug o meron kang nag-introduce ka ng heat. So yun yung spark ignition. We will dive into that more in detail in our subsequent lessons. But for now, we are looking into our focus of study is internal combustion engine, intermittent combustion, and compression ignition and spark ignition type of combustion. Question? Wala naman. Okay. Sa internal combustion engine, makikita ninyo there are two types of engines. One type is the 4-stroke engine. And the other type is the 2-stroke engine. Anong ibig sabihin ng 4-stroke at saka 2-stroke? Kapag sinabi ng 4-stroke, it means there are 4 strokes. Means 4 times na tataas bababa yung piston, which would do the stroke, before one combustion cycle is completed. So mapapansin niyo dito sa 4-stroke, mapapansin niyo dito, no? So halimbawa, magsa-start tayo dito sa taas. Tingnan mo kung ilang beses siyang ang starting point natin is yung blue, itong blue na to na pumasok dito sa loob ng chamber. Bilangin natin kung ilang beses siyang nagtaas at nagbaba. From the time na merong blue na pumasok. Ito. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ayun ulit yung blue. So this piston moves to the chamber 4 times in each combustion cycle. Itong 2-stroke naman, kung mapapansin niyo, yung blue, yun ulit yung natin, yung starting point natin, yung blue. Pag may pumasok na blue, bibilang natin kung ilang beses na tumaas baba itong piston na to. So, bilang natin ayun yung blue, sa taas siya. 1, 2, ayun ulit yung blue. So, 2 beses lang siya gumalaw doon sa loob ng chamber for the whole combustion process to take place. So that's the difference between the 2-stroke and the 4-stroke. Okay, let's define each stroke on the 2-stroke and 4-stroke cycle. So yung first stroke, or yung stroke number 1, we will define it as the intake stroke. Ito ngayon yung time na pumapasok yung air and fuel mixture ninyo doon sa loob ng chamber. So that's the first stroke. Doon sa 2-stroke engine naman, papasok din naman yung air-fuel mixture doon sa loob dito. Okay. Second, compression stroke. So pagpasok ng air and fuel mixture, yung second stroke nito, kino-compress niya yung air and fuel mixture. You can see here sa first stroke, nakabukas yung intake valve. Ayun siya, nakabukas. So it lets the air and fuel mixture inside the chamber. Dito sa second stroke, both valves are closed so that the air and fuel mixture can be compressed while this piston is moving upwards. Here on the two-stroke engine, you could see while the air and fuel mixture is entering the chamber from below, at the same time, it's being compressed also. So dalawang process dito, one stroke, one process. Ito sa two stroke, one stroke, two processes na agad. On the third stroke, nagkaroon ka ng combustion. So dito sa two stroke, meron ka din combustion sa second stroke. So parehas lang nag-combustion, parehong nagkaroon ng combustion process, parehong nagkaroon ng release of energy. So the expansion stroke is sometimes also called the power stroke. Next, on the fourth stroke, ito, the exhaust or yung burnt up fuel and air mixture is being released. So that would be our fourth stroke, which is the exhaust stroke. And at the same time, dito sa two-stroke engine, the air and fuel mixture was also released. Pababa na siya. So kung mapapansin nyo dito, nagkaroon din siya ng power stroke dito, expansion stroke, at saka nag-release din siya. But all within one stroke. So, mapapansin nyo, yung processes ng combustion, parehas lang sa two-stroke engine at sa four-stroke engine. Iba lang siya ng mechanical movement. Although the process is the same, iba lang siya ng mechanical movement. Napansin nyo rin, dito sa two-stroke engine, both the bottom chamber and the top chamber are being used. Balik tayo doon sa may gumagalaw. So, mapansin nyo dito, sa two-stroke, yung ilalim nung chamber at saka yung top ng chamber are both being used for the combustion process. However, doon sa four-stroke, mapapansin nyo, yung itaas lang, yung top chamber lang ang nagagamit throughout the combustion process. The bottom is not being used. Question? Wala pa. All right. So, we'll define each part of this chamber. Okay? We will define them. So, ito, kung mapapansin nyo, ito ulit yung ginamit natin. So, lalagyan natin siya ng pangalan. Ito, itong part na to, we will call it as our intake valve or intake port. Yan. So, dito po mapasok ngayon yung fresh air and fuel mixture. While the other side is the exhaust valve or exhaust point. This is where, the used up air and fuel mixture are expelled. Meron ka ring spark plug dito that provides the heat needed for combustion. At meron ka ring tinatawag na top dead center at saka bottom dead center. Top dead center means this is the highest point to which the piston, this moving part here, can go. And the bottom dead center is the lowest part where this piston can move. Now, when there's an explosion here, there's a release in energy. It converts this energy into mechanical energy by turning the crankshaft. The expansion of the combustion process forces the piston to go down, and this motion, this piston going down, moves the connecting rod and rotates the crankshaft. All of this piston, this connecting rod, this crankshaft, this valve, this spark plug, is connected into a crankcase. Question?
Wala naman po, sir.
Wala pa rin. Okay. So based sa nakita natin dito, so based sa movements ng piston natin, balik natin tayo dito. Based sa movements ng piston natin at based doon sa naming natin, we will be able to calculate a few things on this combustion cycle. Okay. What can we calculate? We can calculate the stroke and the bore. So ito yung bore. Yung bore, ito yung sa Tagalog gabilog. This is how round or the dimension of the roundness or the diameter of the chamber is. That is called a bore. The distance to which the piston moves from top dead center to the bottom dead center, itong distansya na to, is called the stroke or S. So the average piston speed denominated by UP can be calculated by 2SN. Ano yung N? N is the engine speed, ayun, which denotes in RPM, revolution per minute. Okay? Ulitin ko ulit. The speed to which this piston moves or this piston travels is equal to 2SN. 2 times the stroke times the number of revolution per minute. This 2 signifies 4-stroke engine. Bakit 2? Kasi kung mapapansin niyo, balik tayo dito, ang N is denoted by revolution per minute. RPM ang N. Okay? So pag tinignan mo dito sa sa GIF natin, ito yung RPM, ito yung revolution. So panoorin natin ulit kung ilang ikot siya mula doon ulit sa blue. Ang demarcation natin ulit is from the blue gas coming in. Ayan na yung blue. Bilangatin ko lang ikot. Oops. Isang ikot. Oops. 2 ikot bago ulit makaabot yung blue. Okay? So, balik tayo dito sa formula natin. 2 represents 2 revolutions of this crankshaft for 1 combustion process. This is applicable only sa 4-stroke engine because on the 4-stroke engine, you would need 2 revolutions of the crankshaft for 1 combustion process. That is not the same sa 2-stroke. So kung masin sa 2-stroke dito, isang revolution lang siya. Tignan nyo sa pagpasok ng blue Sa pagpasok ng blue, ayan. Isang ikot lang, papasok na ulit yung blue. So sa 2-stroke engine, wala itong 2 na to. If it's 2-stroke engine, the average piston speed is just SN. Na-gets ba? Naintindihan na? Or merong question? Walang question. Okay, tuloy tayo. The displacement volume is the displacement Displacement is the volume displaced by the piston as it travels from BDC to TDC. So when the piston travels from BDC to TDC, so itong part na to, ito ang tinatawag na displacement volume or volume displaced during the combustion process. So since na yung piston mo, bumaba lang siya hanggang dito, from here to here, this will be the total volume of the air and fuel mixture that can possibly go inside your chamber. So this volume can be calculated as volume at PDC minus volume at TDC. So pag kinonsider mo itong top portion na to, this is called the clearance volume. So if you have this volume from this top, TDC to top, and the volume from BDC to top, ito, so the difference between that is your displaced volume. You could also calculate the displaced volume by having the stroke. So stroke times bore, where bore is the diameter of the chamber. So the area of the chamber can be calculated as ito, pi r squared, where r is bore divided by 4. Tapos times the height as a stroke, S. So same lang siya, no? So ito kinuha mo based sa size ng stroke at saka bore. Yung isa naman kapag given na yung volume ng top dead center at saka bottom dead center. Now, etong volume na to is volumetric displacement ng isang piston. Ngayon, you could multiply this to the total number of pistons sa engine. Ito, number of cylinders, NC. Okay? So NC here is the number of cylinders to your engine, while this pi over 4 b squared S is your volumetric displacement for each cylinder. All right, going back. The ratio of the top dead center and the bottom dead center, ito, is called compression ratio. RC, ratio compression ratio. The volume of your cylinder plus the volume, this is not cylinder. Volumetric clearance. So the volume of your clearance, ito yung kulay green, plus the volumetric displacement, ito yung kulay orange, divided by the volumetric clearance, ay yung green, is equal to compression ratio. So from this point of view, you can also calculate this. So parehas lang sila, no? Madiderive mo na yung bawat isa. You have your volumetric clearance, volumetric top dead center, volume at bottom dead center. So meron ka din dito, volumetric at top dead center, volumetric at bottom dead center, volumetric displacement. With all this relationship, you will be able to calculate each parameter. Okay. Another one is cylinder at any crank angle. Ito yung connecting rod mo, ito yung crankshaft mo. So sometimes this crankshaft will be at a certain angle. If that angle is given, you can always calculate yung volumetric displacement or yung volume at the chamber or at the bore with each specific angle. The formula will be as is. So sa formula na to, ang hinahanap mo yung S, itong maliit na S na to. Hindi itong malaking S, yung maliit na S. And using this formula to substitute to this formula, ayun, you'll be able to get the volume at each and every angle this crankshaft is making. So example tayo. Sample problem. Anybody could help me read the problem, please? Anyone? Wala? Okay.
May lang po, sir.
Sige, Engineer Alcantara.
John's automobile has 3-liter SI V6 engine that operates on a 4-stroke cycle at 3,600 RPM. The compression ratio is 9.5. The length of the connecting rod is 16.6 centimeters and the engine is square B equals S. At this speed, combustion ends at 20 degrees at TDC. Calculate the cylinder and the bore length, average piston speed, clearance volume of one cylinder, distance the piston has traveled from TDC to the end of combustion, volume in the combustion chamber at the end of combustion.
Okay, maraming salamat. So, si Janda, meron daw siyang, sorry subukan natin to. Oops. Hindi ka magana yung lapis ko. Salamat, Engineer Alcantara. So, sabi dito, si Janda, meron daw siyang 3-liter V6 engine. SI engine. SI means spark ignition. Ayaw. Sandali lang Ayaw pumasok ng lapis ko eh. Insert. Wala. Ay, naka-on ba yung Bluetooth ko? Yun, kaya naman pala. Kaya, sumala ulit. Ay, wala talaga. Ayaw talaga pumasok yung lapis ko. Subukan natin yung sa pang lapis. Baka meron tayo. Ayun. Pumasok pa sa lapis. Insert. Draw. Okay. So ito yung problem natin. Sabi niya, meron daw tayong V6 engine. Ano siya na makapal? Okay. V6 engine. So ibig sabihin, yung NC natin is equal to 6. Wala, ang pangit ng lapis ko. Ang pangit sumulat. Subukan natin itong kabila ulit. Baka naman ubos lang ng battery. Subukan natin pala ng battery. Yun, wala na nga siyang battery. Ubos na siya ng battery. Okay.
How are you?
So,
Never see you.
So we have a V6 engine here, so which means our NC is equal to 6. So we have 6 cylinders. And these 6 cylinders have a total of 3 liters. So what is the volume for each cylinder? So 3 liters divided by 6 is equal to 0.5 liters per cylinder. So sabi niya na ang bore daw at saka yung stroke ay equal. So if we go back to our formula, we said that the volumetric displacement is equal to pi over 4 b squared times s. But s is equal to b. So we could say BD is equal to pi over 4 B cubed, where BD is equal to 0.5 liters is equal to pi over 4 B cubed, and B is equal to, anong sagot?
0.09817 po.
0.098.
0.917
Anong unit?
po. CM?
Ha?
Ay,
Di pala.
Sige. Ulit natin. Ulit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So, change mo natin yung liters sa cubic centimeters. How do you do that? $1,000, anong conversion factor natin? $1,000 is equal to 1 cubic meter. Tama ba? Uy, grabe. Kalisi tayo, no? Conversion lang tayo ng liters to cubic centimeter. Ano sagot? Wala, nag-internet pa ako. Convert 0.5 liters to cubic cm cube. There. Yun, 500. So, 500 cubic centimeter. O, ano na sagot ngayon sa bore? Hey, 500 times 4 divided by pi cube root. Oops. Tama ba? Tama ba yung pagka-calculate ko?
Yes po, sir.
Okay, thank you. Next. Sabi dito, ayun! So, mas magandang pagkakasulat lang. Next. Average piston speed. Ano yung sinabi natin kanina? Average piston speed, bakit ito sulat ko? Average piston speed is UP is equal to 2SN. Okay. Ano natin? N natin. Ang N natin ay N is equal to, ayun, 3,600 RPM. Yung 2 ay nanggaling sa 4-stroke engine. Kaya meron tayong 2. Asan na yun? 4-stroke engine. So meron tayong S na nakalculate natin kanina na 8.6 cm. Okay. So let's calculate. UP is equal to 2 times 8.6 times 3,600. So ano sagot? Ang sagot? Uy, grabe naman. Pinahirapan talaga ako. Ako talaga nag-calculate. Ano sagot?
61,920 po.
920. Anong unit? Anong unit ito? This would be cm per minute. Tama ba ako? Check. Ayun. So, convert ka natin to 61,000 to second, meters per second. So, minute divided by 60 divided by 60. Tapos, ito pa divided by cm to 100. Divided by 100. Ano lumabas? 10.32 meters per second. Yun na siya. Tama na siya. So sa mga ano natin, no, sa mga subsequent sample problems natin, sa mga homeworks natin, saka sa mga module exam natin, units are very important. So you do brush up to your units. Okay, next. Ang next item natin ay clearance volume. So clearance volume, meron na tayong compression ratio na RC is equal to 9.5. Ang clearance volume natin ay 9.5. Ito, compression ratio. So makakalculate natin yung clearance volume natin by having our RC is equal to, ano yung formula natin? Ayun, VC over plus VD over VC. RC is VC plus VD over VC. Meron na tayong RC which is 9.5. Yung VD natin is 8.6 cubic centimeter. Sorry, not 8.6. Displacement natin is 0.5 liters. Yun. So we can calculate VC. So bibilisan ko lang ha. So ayun siya. VC is equal to 59 centimeters. So itong 500 liters, saan nanggaling to? 500.
Conversion po, sir.
Conversion lang siya. Conversion lang siya ng 5 liters natin doon sa centimeters, cubic centimeter. Okay. Next. Ito naman, sinabi niya dito na at 20 degrees, ending at 20 degrees. So, kung ito ay 20 degrees, ano yung volume natin? Distance piston has traveled. So, from here to here, itong distansya na to. So, we could calculate that using this formula. Bibilisan ko lang, ito 0.3. Yung RA at saka S, ito yun siya ha, R, A. Yung S dito, kinakalculate mo dito. Okay? So, I'll continue on with the sample problem. So, itong part na to, you just pag-aralan nyo na lang sa free time ninyo because I need to discuss work. Okay. So, ang work ay force times displacement or force times distance. Yun yung principle ng work. According to Newton's second law of motion, force is equal to, work is equal to force times the distance. Wala tayong force dito. So, ang meron tayo ay, force can also be derived from pressure times area. So meron tayong pressure, madiderive natin sa internal combustion engine, yung pressure doon sa loob ng internal ng chamber, at madiderive din natin yung area, ito yung bore, times yung displacement. Yung displacement, yun yung stroke. So pagka sinabi mong work is equal to force times distance, yung force mo pwede mong i-derive sa pressure times area times distance is equal to work. Itong distance nito, ito yung stroke. Itong area mo, makakalculate mo sa bore. Ito ngayon, at tinatawag natin na pressure. Since sa loob ng piston, there are varying types of pressure or varying degrees of pressure, we will be getting the mean effective pressure o yung average pressure sa loob ng combustion chamber. Okay? Question. Meron tayong tinatawag na brake, indicated, at saka frictional. Yung indicated, ito yung theoretical. Ito yung available work kapag ka meron ng combustion na nangyayari. Yung brake, ito yung actual. Yung break, ito yung actual work that were you able to actually use. Yung frictional is yung parasitic loads or yung work lost into conversion. O halimbawa, frictional, halimbawa, pumps, halimbawa, auxiliary systems, those are called frictional or parasitic loads. Yung theoretical, ito yung work na galing doon sa combustion process itself. Yung brake, yun lang yung nararamdaman ng gulong mo. That is brake work. Okay? So this brake work, indicated work, and frictional work can also be called or renamed as gross and net. So yung net o yung neto mo, yung lahat-lahat, ito yung indicated. Yung naiuwi mo, yung gross, yun yung brake. Yung pinamasahe mo, yung pinambayad mo sa ATM para ma-withdraw mo yung sahod mo, ito yung frictional o yung parasitic or yung pump load or work. Question? The difference or the relationship between the brake and the indicated work or pressure or whatever may be is called the engine efficiency. How much you can actually use versus how much is actually there is called the efficiency. So engine efficiency can be derived or can be calculated based on indicated work and brake work, their relationship. Question. Question? Walang question? So, if kung walang question, I will leave it here. We will continue our lesson next week. Yung homework niyo is due on Thursday. Again, due on Thursday. Your homework is available sa Blackboard. The recording for this session, I will post it yung link sa YouTube doon sa Blackboard din. So you can refer back to our discussion. These two slides that I have shown you will also be available sa Blackboard. Question?
Sir, what time po sa Thursday yung deadline?
Any, as long as your work is timestamped as Thursday.
Okay po, sir. Thank you po.
Okay. Any more question?
Sir, yung homework po ba, kailangan handwritten or pwede po typewritten?
Whatever is more convenient for you. As long as you can answer it and submit it sa Blackboard, I am happy.
Thank you po, sir.
Eh kung kung magta-typewritten kayo, medyo galing-galingan nyo naman. Meron na akong nahuli. Grabe, pati ba naman yung mali sa pagkaka-typewritten, kinopya nyo pa. Huwag na kayo magkopyahan, ha? Magtanungan na lang kayo, huwag na kayo magkopyahan. Any more question?
None, sir.
Wala. Okay. If wala ng question, we'll leave it here. We'll close the Zoom meeting na and I'll see you guys again next week. Thank you.
Thank you po, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you po, sir.
Salamat din.